This is the Boston Celtics newsfeed on CLNS. Today is Saturday, October 28th, 2017. This is Corey Prescott reporting for CLNS, the leading online provider of audiovisual coverage for the Boston Celtics. When Gordon Hayward went down on opening night with one of the worst live injuries these eyes have ever seen, Celtics fans everywhere went through a collection of emotions. Now that those emotions have begun to fade, and other players, most notably youngsters Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and even Semi Ojeleye, have seized opportunities with Hayward's sideline, the Boston Celtics can now bring in a player courtesy of the NBA's disabled player exception. There's good reason if you're not familiar with this particular exception, as teams rarely have to use it. The DPE is in place to provide teams relief if they have lost a key rotation player who also makes a large salary for the entire season. Danny Ainge can check all of those boxes. According to the vertical Shams Charania, the Celtics have been granted an $8.4 million disabled player exception, one that expires on March 10th. This exception slightly differs from regular cap space. The Celtics could sign 2 or 3 players with cap space, and it could be used in part or used in full. It could also be used to claim players on waivers or in trades. The disabled player exception can only be used on one player for the whole $8.4 million. As Eminem once said, you have one shot, one opportunity. Player X has to be signed for the remainder of the regular season, and if used to trade for a player or claim a player on waivers, that player must be on an expiring contract. The Celtics can use the exception in a trade only if the returning player is making $8.5 million or less. Still with me? The talent level in the remaining free agent pool isn't great. After years of being an effective scoring combo guard, Monte Ellis is on the market. The team could conceivably bring back Gerald Green quite easily, as the swingman showcased flashes of success in Brad Stevens' system last season. But with Tatum, Brown, and Ojeleye carving out roles early on, as well as the return of Marcus Morris and Marcus Smart's positional flexibility, the team could look for a different type of player. If the Celtics are looking for the steadying presence of a veteran big, former Celtics Brandon Bass, Chris Humphries, and David Lee could be had. However, with Lee's dubious performance in green and white a few seasons ago, I doubt the team would ever consider him again. Ersan Ilyasova fits into the exception salary and could provide the team with another stretch big next to Morris. The Celtics would have to strike some sort of deal with the tanking Atlanta Hawks to get the 9-year vet. My money is on Ainge and the Celtics waiting to let this team gel before bringing on an additional player, and waiting until the NBA's buyout season begins, which transpires after the February trade deadline. After exacting a bit of revenge on the Milwaukee Bucks on Thursday on national television, after the Bucks took down the Celtics in Boston's home opener, the Celtics are now in Miami for a Saturday night showdown in South Beach. At 2-2, Miami has looked a bit disjointed thus far in this young season. They can point to the fact that Hassan Whiteside has missed 3 of those 4 games due to a bone bruise in his knee. The Celtics catch a break tonight as Whiteside is out once again. Boston will catch a glimpse of 2 former players tonight, as Kelly Olynyk and Jordan Mickey are with the Heat this season, along with Morris, whose target date for Monday against the Spurs may be pushed back. Aaron Baines is nursing a right elbow injury, and his status for tonight is undecided. Listen to CLNS Media's pregame audio for tonight's Heat-Celtics game, featuring Josue Pavon at youtube.com/CLNS Media. Also, be sure to tune in later for Samuel Elias' game recap. Tip-off tonight is set for 8 p.m. Today's episode of the Celtics Newsfeed is sponsored by Greats, makers of the all-time greats. Classic, stylish, and comfortable sneakers sold at a great price. Visit Greats.com to check out the variety of men's and women's styles, from the Royale lace-ups to the Worcester slip-ons. There are shoes for any style or occasion, and we've got a special deal for our audience. Save 15% on your first order with our offer code Celtics Roundtable. Go to Greats.com, that's GREATS.com, and be sure to enter Celtics Roundtable to save 15% at checkout. Greats offers a no-risk return and exchange policy to guarantee that you get the right fit and the style you love. That's Greats.com and use our code Celtics Roundtable and save 15%. To stay up to speed on the 17-time world champions, follow CLNS on Twitter at CLNS Media. Be sure to subscribe to the Celtics newsfeed both on iTunes and Stitcher, as well as the CLNS mobile podcast app. This has been Corey Prescott for Celtics Newsfeed.